just steps up your elegant grace. Beauty with brains puts the world in its place. They like the mic, that truth ignites, burning through the fake in the dead of night. Feminism shaking, red pill faking, they're breaking every chain the culture's making. No simps, no saints, no soft disguise. They see through the games and the alibis. They're not here to please, they're here to lead. Truth and balance, that's the creed. No one's a boom. Planning G, a truth on fire. They're calling out the world's desire. From fake ideals to more decay, they're lighting up the modern age. No one's safe, not the church, not fame. They're flipping the script, rewriting the game. Love and logic, heart and soul, saving the truth for this nation's soul.
Yo, what's
What's
going
up,
on,
everyone?
How you
What's
living?
up, Glenn?
How you doing, Gia? Doing well?
Good. Yes.
So apparently the red pill's dead. Did you hear that?
I saw that video.
So let's get into it.
Yes, let's dive.
All right, folks. We are gathered here today to pay our respects to the red pill. Because apparently the red pill is dead. Not wounded, not off track, but DEAD, dead. What's funny is everybody's acting shocked like they didn't watch this coming. For years, you had the red pill dudes chasing clout, simping for OnlyFans girls on the low, selling courses they don't live, and turning masculinity into a cosplay. The second YouTube ad money dried up, these leaders of men kind of started folding off like lawn chairs. Now, Sneeko popped up and says red pill is dead. And everybody's scrambling. So here's the real question. If red pill is dead, then what's taking its place? Because that's the part nobody wants to talk about. And if the red pill collapses, does that mean feminism wins by default? Do we just go back to blue pill church boys getting divorced, paying child support for kids they barely see, and getting lectured by servant leadership? Pastors who are too scared of their own wives? Or do we finally admit that the manosphere in its own never was enough? And what men actually need is truth rooted in something bigger than algorithms and feelings. So today we're going to be reacting to Sneeko's Red Pill is Dead video. We're going to break down what he's right about, what he's dead wrong about, and why the vacuum he's describing either is going to be filled by radical feminism or by a Christian men with a dominant masculine presence who don't apologize. I'm Glenn Lawrence, and this right here is Gia McCool. And if you came here for safe, cute, and political correct takes, well, you're at the wrong video.
Yeah, this is not therapy talk for TikTok. We're not going to cry over the death of the red pill like it's some holy doctrine. Here is the truth from a woman's perspective. Red pill exposed a lot of truth, okay? But it got sensationalized. And it turned into a content farms, endless podcast clips, guys calling women 304s, and zero real world transformation. So tonight, we're going to talk about Sneeko. We're going to get into that video. And we're also going to talk about what actually helps men and women. Because we're going to draw a hard line between masculine leadership and internet performance. I think that is what we need to point out here. If the red pill is dead, I guess good, but let's build on something better from there.
So hit the like, subscribe, and drop RIP Red Pill in the chat. And let's get into this, shall we? All right. So let's pull up Sneeko's video. Hey, Sneeko, how you doing? All right. Here we go.
What the fuck is doing a song? You seen that before? A city bike doing a city bike freestyling. How you do that? How you get the bike freestyling?
It's just for me to see it from far.
They got the beatbox city bike. Is that? Oh, what the?
Oh shit!
That'd be kind of hard. I'll admit it. She ain't fucking with you, nigga. I just said everything that happening in my life. You can have it when I'm finished. Shit, hot up in the six right now. Shit, hot up in the six, boy. Shit, hot up in the six right now. Come see us and get it fixed, boy.
Okay, I can't. I just the bikes. What's with the basket? Like you just can't be tough with that basket on the front of the bike. I just can't. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
I think what I like about him is he still has a little bit of humility in him. You
Oh
know,
yeah, no.
he's not afraid to like make mistakes and have things happen in the middle of filming. He doesn't apologize for it. He just keeps going, you know.
Yeah, no. I mean, I love how like these vlogs, more like a vlog, right?
Mhm.
You know, and they're great. They're great. But I just like the basket. I just couldn't. That's a pretty cool stream.
What's up?
Nice to meet you.
I had to lock in for 2 minutes straight.
Oh, you good? Sorry, as soon as I saw that.
Let me know it's gonna drop tonight. Tell me if that looks cool.
Okay, sounds good.
We can take one of the video. I'm gonna post this tonight because I upload every day. I'll take the picture.
Daily blog pic.
Oh, Stevie
I got it.
Shane, what the fuck?
What up?
Wait, I like you with the red beret.
The train's 8 minutes away. I thought it was 8 minutes away. This is perfect timing. So, what you guys get into today?
Who's got a boat?
Can I drive a stop?
No,
Just one. What's your favorite thing about the job?
nothing.
Tomorrow I'll ask you again. Maybe I'll drive next time. What are you guys looking for?
This would go to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
At Chambers, you switch from here to the A train, and then that will go to Dumbo. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's part of my autism. I'm good at directions.
You need to have a duo like this, like one autistic, one schizo, together.
Yeah.
Banger. So his jacket's red, black, and white, and it says HH. 2 hours ago, I saw Ye apologize for his actions and his comments to a rabbi.
Take accountability.
It probably stands for Hello Happy. Hello Happy. Never mind. Stacey's not autistic enough. The A train is at Fulton, not Chambers Street. These Europeans are about to get lost.
Just a small little mistake.
It's Chambers Street. I told you. Those are two actors. I thought they were regular people on the street. Wonder how many times that happens. You just see a movie and it's
I don't think that's them. No?
no, it
Is it
is.
coming there? Oh, yeah.
Told you. Who's that? Who are you? I'm me. So am I. Are you Sneeko? I'm me. Tripping? Yeah. Who's Sneeko? Who are you? Me.
Not Sneeko.
It's Sneeko. You. I'm me. You? I'm me. Me. Meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Meet you.
All right, you got to give him credit. Like the guy's entertaining. Like these videos are good.
Yeah, they are.
Meet you. Me, you.
Me and you.
Am I tripping?
Am I tripping?
Is that you?
It's not you. So I smoked too much.
I really had that guy tripping, bro. That was like giving someone a shrooms microdose. That interaction reminds me, we were leaving a movie. I needed to ask somebody for a light. In the park, there's two kids hunched over. They're rolling a spliff. I got a light. What the fuck? This nigga?
Beat me up.
Red jacket supremacy.
The GS one. They switch sides.
The return of YouTube has already been successful, and I see people talk about the interactions with the liberals in New York who are really upset about the red pill era. And they don't know that I pretty much slayed the godfather of it in a debate 2 years ago when the red pill was saying you need to get a vasectomy in order to be a high-value man so you could avoid women and not have children.
Gets douche nozzles like yourself to fucking have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? 2 years ago, I said, this is really stupid, and I denounce all of this. Regardless, I do have the perception from a lot of people that I'm red pill manosphere. And people say, instead of asking people to describe exactly what you said, just apologize. You said inflammatory things. You were controversial. You were upsetting. And I want to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody. I understand why people have that sentiment. But at the same time, I think people on the left who are upset need to have more empathy for the people who got so sick of all the nonsense that they fell for and that they pushed for the past 10 years. They were wrong about so many things. Starting from the Me Too movement to the aggressive lockdowns, cancel culture, all this went way too far. The fact that some people like me were able to swing the pendulum in the other direction by admittedly being inflammatory and provocative, that needs to be understood a little more. That being said, it was provocative. A lot of it was angry. That did change the perception that many people have. But I'm not going to apologize because the nature of admitting and taking accountability and the humiliation ritual that creators have to go to because the viewers feel like they own you. People are sick of the influencer routine, saying something that hurts people or whatever, the apology with the violin, the tears, the I'm sorry period YouTube video where they're looking directly into the camera, pressing the record button. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Instead of words apology, let's understand that people are human and there's nuances in everything. You don't own me.
So let's just kind of pause this right here real quick, and we'll bring it back up once we get done. Very well said. You know,
I've said that forever. We're all faulted. Like, we all have flaws. And if we're not willing to admit that and admit that we don't know it all, you know, how are we ever going to, like,
I know
help
everything.
open new perspectives? No, because, like, I've heard people go, like, I'm always right. Like, you hear that a lot of, I'm always right. Or, you know, this kind of thing. It's like, no, you're not
Yeah.
always right. You know?
You know, I remember a lot of people getting upset about that vasectomy tweet.
I remember that.
And I kind of understand like what he was saying, but he doesn't understand that like he has to be careful for how he frames it, because just because you say like the quickest way to becoming a high value man is doing X, whatever, people are going to assume by you saying the quickest way to do this is that it's your prescription. It's your, you know, chose like your advice, right? If you said like the quickest way to doing this, now this is not mine, but this is not what I would advise, you know. If you labeled it that way, well then people will know that this is not your opinion or your, you know, prescription, and you're saying, but if you did these things, it would be quick. You wouldn't be distracted by everything else. I don't necessarily advise it, but I mean, this is an option. That would have been better. But because I think the way he did it, he wanted it to be sensationalized to get that reaction. And that's what he got what he wanted out of him. I mean, it blew up. Everybody was talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
And so I knew a lot of people that were at that time, like what Sneako was doing, was like, yo, I am not on this. I'm not on board with this. Because at that point, that's when people started recognizing, well, feminism is telling women not to get married and have children. And then you got creators saying like, don't get married, have a vasectomy, you know.
It's the flip side,
Yeah, it just seemed like it mirrored it a lot.
It's like one end wanted to like fix, like, while they wanted to fix what happened with feminism, like what I told Raphael the other day, is you have to be careful because you'll end up mirroring the exact same thing that you condone. Like, one minute you're condemning it, now you're condoning it, basically.
Exactly. And so, yeah, Sneako said some inflammatory things, but was they wrong? That's the question. Like, if you don't like the delivery of it, that's fine. Maybe he could have chose better wording or whatever, but that's now tone policing, right? The question people should be asking themselves is if whether or not was Sneako saying something not true, or was it true? If it was true, then you're really mad at the truth. Not so much at what he said, you're mad at what is true. And you don't like it because you don't either meet that standard, or it's actually now knowing the truth. It's going to cause you to do what? Change, do something about it. And people don't like that.
Or what most people do is rationalize their behavior
Mm-hmm.
and blame the other person and say, because the other person's never going to change, why should I? I'm going to do what I want to do.
Exactly. So I think, you know, he's right. He doesn't really owe anybody an apology, you know? And he was right. Like the COVID, Me Too, you know, the transgenders in the bathroom thing, all that stuff did start piling up. And of course you started getting, you just see this revolt from anger from people. They were going to be a rebel regardless, because they were just so tired of this stuff stacking up. So, you know, I thought what he said there was really good.
Do you remember what year that was?
Which one?
The one where all that went off?
So you had what, like transgenders in the bathroom in like what 2015, I think it started.
No, but
Um,
when that viral tweet went off and like
Oh, I
said
think it was
whatever.
2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know you. What's going on, bro?
Shit, this nigga.
Hey, where you from?
New York.
What's the most uncomfortable thing in your mind right now?
I'm homeless right now, but I ain't doing bad. You know what I'm saying?
You're homeless with the iced out party you watch?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard in New York when you don't have no paperwork.
Or can I see this watch?
Yeah, go on.
Why don't you sell that and pay some rent?
I have money. That's the problem. I don't have paperwork.
Oh, you're illegal?
I know I'm legal. I just don't have a job. But yo, you're a fucking dog for going against what's his name? The UFC fighter? Bro, you're a dog. You're a dog. You're a dog.
Try to knock
You
me
ate
down.
that shit.
Couldn't
You
knock me
literally
down.
ate that shit.
Imagine being a UFC champion who's
fucking
70 pounds
Strickland,
heavier,
right?
yeah,
Fuck that guy,
and you
bro.
can't knock out a streamer.
No, right.
I would
That's so
retire,
crazy.
like, personally.
Oh, I like it in front of the DHL.
Where you guys from? Where you from?
If you sell financial services,
I don't pay
wealth
for this,
management,
okay?
or
Like, I don't
any
pay
type
for
of life
T2
insurance,
premium.
I'm hosting.
All right. No flat.
Hold on, you're in the street. You're gonna get hit.
Oh! You guys doing Soho?
Where we live here.
You guys have Sex in the City jackets.
Yeah.
All five of you, yeah. You about to have the martini after this at a Cosmopolitan?
Fire.
Nice.
Thank you. You too. Can we get a photo?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, do you mind?
See ya.
Sorry. Thank you so much.
3, 2, 1. All right,
Real
next.
quick, did you guys vote for Cuomo or Mamdani?
Oh no. Sliwa. How about
Sliwa. I like Sliwa with the red beret.
I didn't vote either. But you should vote. You should vote.
Why didn't you guys vote?
I wasn't registered. Yeah.
I thought almost every Gen Z girl voted for Mamdani. I'm surprised.
No.
It was like 83%.
Really?
Yeah.
I voted for Sliwa. I don't know.
Conservative. You don't want that communism. Oh, you're from Boston.
Yeah, we're from Boston. Yeah.
I don't want to hold you guys up too long, though. Enjoy your
Thank you
shot.
so much.
Next time anybody calls me misogynist, just use that clip with the 5 girls. Do you like Mamdani or Cuomo?
We'll see. I don't know. We don't
Bloomberg.
We need 3 turns for the real niggas.
Wait, why Bloomberg?
We need to just like switch some shit up. Like my man Trump said, he might run for 3 terms. There's a lot of fuck niggas out here, and we need Bloomberg for a 3rd time.
So, why do we need Bloomberg for a 3rd term but not Trump?
All these niggas are some fuck niggas. We ain't finna make no money for the next 4 years. I bet on it.
You guys like Mamdani or no?
I mean,
see.
Dude, it
kind of sounds unrealistic, everything he says, but I guess we'll see. It sounds.
You know what's funny? If you 4 combined, you would make Steezy Kane. These 4 faces were all together. Look.
Like you're kind of
I
right.
have no money. Mamdani.
Is that Steezy Kane?
What up, bro?
What's up, gang? Remember me? From Wash? You don't remember me? You were over there. You asked him what we thought of Sneeko, I think. You guys go around with the Muslims and stuff. Like
yeah. New York teenagers have so much more confidence and presence than people from any city. It's like, yeah, I saw you be running around with the Muslim. All right, gotta take out my retainer and go to class. Safety gang, you know, like a 12-year-old kid.
Are you with Nick by chance here?
With who?
Nick Fuentes?
Nah, not with Nick Fuentes right now.
That's crazy. Dude.
You're a big Nick fan?
Yeah.
What made you a Nick fan?
Dude, he just like says it how it is.
No, how recently? Like what?
Oh, maybe like 6 months ago.
Do you remember the interview or the clip?
Yeah, you guys were in New York City and you were like trying to like stay low key and you gave him a giant.
Oh, from my vlog.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
that's great to see.
Yeah.
Are you Catholic?
No, I'm Protestant. But
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
what
white
I'm
people
saying.
need to stick together a little more. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very well spoken too. I always picked up
I
on
appreciate
that.
that. One thing I don't like too much is Zohar Mamdani said, quote, black and brown unity is going to destroy white supremacy. And then he also said that he wants to tax richer and whiter neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That's anti-white racist rhetoric, but they don't consider a racist because he's brown.
Right.
People need to start considering the same thing. Just because you're white and people believe that there's supremacy does not mean that you could say things to whites that you wouldn't say to other races.
For sure. That's definitely accurate.
You see Sydney Sweeney apologized for the Gene comments.
No, I don't.
And she said, she doubled down. She said, if I feel like I have an issue with something, I'll talk about it.
Really?
We need more Sydney Sweeney energy.
Yeah.
Less than Matt Walsh energy.
She kept it real for
She
sure.
kept it real, man. She's a Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Sydney. Shout out to the store. Shout out to the Ak here. I'm trying to stop smoking. I really got to. Trying out a little pouch. He gave it for free. Hey, can I shout out the store? What's the name of the store? So let me shout out the store. Your store.
Oh, Charlie, come to Soho. We got you anytime, 24/7. You heard?
I appreciate it, boss.
I appreciate you.
Assalamu alaikum. If you were thinking about becoming Muslim, you might get free nicotine. You won't, but Muslims have a great brotherhood. Come back on YouTube.
Yes, you're on the Sneeko, bro.
Yeah, man. The second channel has been doing well. I'm glad to see that. I appreciate it, bro.
Oh, Lola.
Yeah, the Moa jacket.
I work at a showroom.
Plug.
Starcraft NYC. I can show you this shit.
I ain't gonna lie. They do
Plug. What the fuck is doing a song?
You seen that before?
A city bike doing a city bike freestyling. How do you do that? How you get the bike freestyling?
Oh, it's just for me to see it from far.
They got the beatbox city bike. Is that? Oh, what?
Oh shit.
That'd be kind of hard. I'll admit it. She ain't fucking with you, nigga. And just everything that happening in my life can happen when I'm finished. Shit, hot up in the six right now. Shit, hot up in the six, boy. Shit, hot up in the six right now. Come see us to get it fixed, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just it's the filming tail.
Was that light always red?
I don't know. I mean, I just saw the car. You didn't see the car right in front of you. I will say this though. When I'm vlogging, fast-paced, impatient, on point. Steezy is more slow, everything. Matching those energies, there's going to be a collision, but hopefully it's not a collision with a car. Alhamdulillah. Let's go safely. Although obviously it was very lucrative and beneficial, and a lot of truth in it, the association with the Tate brothers has been probably the most detrimental relationship of my career. A lot of people want me to denounce them. They want me to separate completely. They say, finally, you're not doing the Andrew Tate stuff anymore. A lot of men do like it, not to discredit that. Hey, are you still friends with Tate? People aren't aware, because I wasn't on YouTube at the time, but there was a big back and forth last year. Disagreements about things happening in the UK and racial supremacy, yada, yada, yada. I publicly disagreed with Andrew Tate. He responded by threatening to end my career. Partially, there's a hint of resentment after doing so much to defend them when they were in jail, especially. But overall, I try to focus on the amount of truth and the amount of good that they have done with their influence. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But having to say that is stupid because nobody is. The whole idea of the red pill is dead. It's over. It was never even clearly defined. People would call you red pill if you were a Christian, if you were Muslim, if you were speaking about feminism, if you were manosphere, if you were an atheist in Miami with a sleeve tattoo and botted 500K followers. The red pill became this vague idea loosely attached to anybody speaking about conspiracy theories and masculinity. It became this niche idea that anybody could latch onto for a hint of clout, very quickly turned into a cesspool of some of the biggest leeches, weirdos, and dorks on the internet. People who preach about being a real man and stand on absolutely nothing except for their fake Instagram following. I used to hold a lot of resentment because I helped a lot of these people who were poor, people who needed defending, people who needed a platform. I was there because I saw a lot of truth in it. At the time, the woke feminism craziness went so far, the red pill was the autocorrection to bring it back into the middle. But the resentment starts when so many of those people that I helped defended all this stuff, they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals. The people that I'm supposed to be up against ideologically have ended up showing some graciousness, have admitted that they were wrong. While the red pill influencers, they turned on me for a hint of clout, because it's not really about masculinity. It's not really about teaching people. I'm not even in the way, man. Because it's not really about masculinity and saying what's right. Most of it is insecurity projected into the camera and a mic.
What do you think about that?
I mean, my husband's been saying this all along. He's like literally verbatim has been saying this.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new. Like what I'm hearing is like what I've heard from a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he said what a lot of people have wanted to say about the space. But maybe they've been too afraid to say it because of how people are going to react, like how certain people are going to
Well,
react.
well, because anything that's said, they send their flying monkeys over. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it ends up becoming a
Oh,
war.
get to my
You know,
petite.
yeah. Instead of admitting like, okay, maybe we're not treating people like proper. You
Or
know,
it's like why can't both things be right? Both things can be true at the same time. You know,
two
like if
truths can exist at once. Exactly.
yeah. So we're gonna play the last of it. We're gonna wrap it up like his video here, and we're gonna give you guys our reaction here in just a minute.
He's insecure, jealous, clout chasing. Nobody's filled with hatred and insecurity are some of the worst people I've ever associated with. And it burns me to the core that my Wikipedia and these articles put me in the same category as them. After 3 years, what I came away learning was that you can't wear your heart on your sleeve in the creator space, especially when it's filled with jealous insecurity, when it smells like fake people. I was too vulnerable, too honest, and too trusting with a lot of people that were only associating with me for a hint of clout. And when you realize a lot of those relationships, people were looking at you with envy in their eyes, it can make you resentful and bitter. I'm able to create now because I've let go of all that and I've realized the mistakes I've made. Ultimately, the biggest mistake being part of the Red Pill Manosphere wasn't really the ideology. The biggest mistake were being around people who are full of shit. It felt like somebody first walking into New York City. Oh my God, the big city, huh? Get hit by a car, get robbed or mugged. Oh, I'm so drunk and I was the clueless guy. Hey, la 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 la. I was wearing a crop top and short shorts in the subway at 2 a.m. Hey, boys. If I were to ever do an apology video, it would be for being associated with these leeches. You don't need to follow this. Red Pill is dead. Follow God. The full version of these vlogs, along with streams, podcasts, and 6
So I'm gonna say something. Like I've always said this. No one is going to tell me who I need to hang out with or who I need to follow. I'm big on that. You know, like who I like is who I like. So it being in this industry for as long as I have had people actually send me messages and go, "Oh, because if you talk to this person, we can't be friends." Like I've actually had somebody say that to me. Or if you hang out with this group, then I'm going to blacklist you and you're not going to work for me ever again. Like I've literally experienced it myself. And the first thing I tell them is you're not going to tell me who to talk to. You're not going to tell me who to hang out with unless that person has physically done me wrong. Okay. I can hang out with whoever the hell I want, basically. So I'm big on that.
If you didn't know, I personally have been in this same situation. And I remember, I'm not gonna say who it is, but like I remember having the conversation and they're like, "Hey, it's either me or them." I'm like, "It's either what? Who?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm damn near 40 years old." I wasn't even 40. I was like, "I'm damn near 40 years old." And you know, never in my life have I ever let someone be able to tell me who I can and cannot be friends with. And just because you are who you are doesn't mean I'm going to make today the day I'm going to start. And there is more of that going on in this so-called red pill men's health space than anything.
No, but it happens everywhere. It's not even there. Like I'm telling you, it's in every section, like not even online. This happens in industries, in professional, like being on stage, actually being a performer on stage, singing, dancing. I was a performer for even Epcot. Like, you know, I've done a lot of stuff. And I'm blessed to have done all these things. But even though I'm being on a stage, on a performer, I've had people go, "If you work at this place, we're going to make sure you never work in this town again." Like I have dealt with this, and I've always told them, "Screw you. You're not going to tell me what to do." Like I'm not a scared person.
The biggest problem I've ever had in the industry was I was asked to be in a music video for Lil Nas X. And for some reason, they still give me like IMDb credits for it because I didn't do it. And it was a really bad video. Like there was like a gay prison rape scene in the video. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. You know, like I'll pass. And I remember being told, like, you can't pass. I'm like, no, that's not me. I'm not about that. And they were like, you're not going to be getting much work. You can't be turning this stuff down. Like, I said, I said, look, I couldn't even do the role if you wanted me to. It would be such a disservice. I couldn't,
Yeah.
you know, portray that character. And
And
you'll get it. I mean,
I even had like models tell me that I can't bring around my husband, that I need to appear available at these events. And I was like, screw you. He's coming everywhere where I go. Like, if that's how you want to live, I'm not doing that. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, what he's going through and what he's experiencing, it happens on all spheres, not just in the red pill. So, like, when he says red pill's dead, like, personally, red pill to me is common sense. So that's like saying common sense is dead. So I don't necessarily agree with him on that. I'm going to say red pill can't die and it can't live. It just is. It's just common sense. It's information, you know?
But
I understand where he's coming with it. It's like, it's more of like the content space, the content creator space, like all that back and forth feuding and like just for clout and saying things just to get a reaction, like that is dead. I agree
that's
with
high
him on
school.
that.
That's high school. You know, me and Paul Bauer, we did a show. We called it the Mano Swamp, and after Rich Cooper coined it the Mano Swamp. And you know, we talked about like why is it like this? Like I said there's a bunch of swamp things here, and this is the one place like I did not expect to see so much, you know, infighting. I mean, I get infighting out in the industry and everywhere else because it's competition, right? I didn't expect to deal with as much competition issues in this space as I did. And the reason is because I figured like, here we are a bunch of men wanting to help men get better so that we get better men. We don't want to see our fellow man, you know, committing suicide or all these other horrible things that you know, that they're going through. We want to help them become better because we know how rough it is. And I'm thinking like, okay, we're all going to come together, unite, be a team, you know, be strong. You know, a united force is hard to break. But that's not what you get in this place. And it's sad because it's a bunch of infighting. So when he says it's dead, I get what he's saying. It's like, it's dead in the sense of like the message is lost. The message has been lost and it's been perverted, and people need to come to some sense of what if it's dead, what does that mean though? Like, there's always going to be new content creators going to be regurgitating the same information. As you said, it's information.
Right.
So what are they going to, what's next? So did feminism win then? If red pill's dead? I don't think
that's why I said that's why I said it can't die. It's just, it is what it is. It's information. And like there's like with everything, right? With everything that we learn in life, you can't just stop right there. There is the next point. And I think that in short term,
the information can be suppressed. Information can be silenced. You know, it could be thrown in the archives and never let out again. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever is controlling the source of information or how the information gets you know, out there, maybe in that sense, it could be considered dead.
Well, it's a place that you go and you learn male and female nature and how they work within the sexual marketplace. That it will always be there, right? But now, where do you go once you no longer want short-term dating strategies? What happens when you enter into long-term relationships and marriages and these kind of things? Now, this is where you move forward. You have to learn how now to keep a woman around, not just get a woman.
This is where I think Thor was so forward thinking. Because his book is not like any other manosphere book. They actually said they rated it like the most inspirational men's like, you know, help book. And because he said, look, he gave him a pathway forward. He said, that's cool. Thank you, Red Pill, for the information that you provided. I got to get back on my journey, get back on my mission. I'm going to take these tools and then go back over here. I'm not going to sit down and make this my destination like everybody else is. We're going to be moving forward. We're going to keep on going. And that's what the dominant masculine presence was all about. It wasn't about being red pilled or blue pilled or being alpha or being beta. You just owned who you were, and your presence did it enough
What
for you. You
correct.
know,
Thor stressed competence, male competence. And he
absolutely.
stressed that a lot. And when I say this as a woman online, the first kickback that I get is from men telling me, no, I can get a woman without having that. But they are conflating short-term sexual like strategy, getting a woman in a club or like a first glance versus how to keep her around. In order to keep her around, this is where competency comes into play. You know, women need to know, one, that you fix problems, you know, that you are good at fixing problems and you're competent. She needs to know that while you're gone and busy and on your purpose, that you are actually thinking of her and you are going to check on her because that's protection for her. So when we say stuff like, you know, don't text a girl or, you know, don't be too much on a girl, that might work in the beginning. But that doesn't work in a relationship. A woman needs that once she's in a relationship. And then, you know, we can get into more later on this topic because it does.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overlapping things. But I do agree. I think Sneeko was stressing on the relationships within the sphere is exposing their own lack of inability to keep a relationship. If you can't keep a relationship in a group, if you don't have team player character, right? How is that going to play out in your own relationship? It's not going to play out well.
Yeah, and there's this like what I like what he pointed out was like there's all the infighting. Now he didn't like read everybody's mail and dump out like DMs and like, you know, he didn't like leak anything. But I'm so glad that he pointed out like this space is toxic. There's all this infighting, there's all this hating going on. You know, people.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what the whole thing had with him. I don't even really know him, so I wouldn't be able to say like what the relationship was there. But I understand.
Well, we all do know that he did have that one beef that he pulled a clip on. You know that, and that was really bad. That was like, I mean, that became, you know, real big issue for him. But like,
and
you know,
is he married? He's not married now.
Sneeko, I don't think Sneeko's married yet. No.
So I mean, a lot of these guys are not able to hold relationships. Like, you know, I think that there's a lot of maturing to do.
Yeah.
On all fronts, you know.
Well, I mean, what it is like, you know, the information they give is great. Like I said, I always said the descriptions to the problems are fantastic. It's the prescriptions to the problems that tend to be the issue, tend to be rather hedonistic. When you say like there's no rules, there's no morality, that's a problem because, you know, that means you can say grape is a form of way of getting sex. If it works for you, if it solves the problem, then it's a solution, right? That's not a way that you want to advocate or even acknowledge, right?
Yeah.
So I think what needs to be happening in that we're starting to see it slowly, but maybe to the extreme. We're starting to see morality come back, but it's more of like and I've said this before. I had this problem too with this, like this like fake Christian, you know, moral, religious, you know, like holier than thou, you know, swing is coming in, and we're seeing it, and they're kind of like they're kind of clashing or being or absolving the red pill in a sense. They're taking some of the red pill, like this fake masculinity stuff. It's like, or fake patriarchy stuff, I should say. They're taking over like this like red pill talking points, but they're really pushing this like religious narrative, which I don't have the problem with with what they're saying and biblically speaking, but we know they're not living it. That's the thing. It's just like, you know, like you're calling all these women 304s and calling them hoes but why are their OnlyFans still growing? Why does the numbers say that 76% men are watching porn and that's Christian men? Like, it's like, your guys are the same community that's calling these women you're not being honest and realistic. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's like this.
It comes down to monetizing, right? A lot of it comes down to being able to monetize. And in order to monetize, everything has to be built off sound bites. And that's where you start leaving out details. And that's where generalizations come in. And there's all these other factors. So it's bound, like, anybody who, that's why I've always said, if you mention red pill, if you're constantly like it's in your label, then you're not red pill. You're just not. You're just using them to gain clout. So that's why I try to not to talk about it at all. Like if you notice, it's like I try not to say it, but on these type of videos, we have to react to it.
It's like, don't label me. Don't put me in a box. I'm not going to be put in a box. I hold a wide variety of opinions and different beliefs. And, it's like, you're not going to be able to pigeonhole me in a box. Like it just won't do it. There's certain things about even feminism that I say, I think was a good idea at that time. Like, for example, when they pushed for alimony and the divorce thing, right? Well, if the guy was leaving, this is how I looked at it. If the guys were taking off, leaving their women high and dry, and they were homemakers, well, somebody should have to pay for that lady. Like somebody should be responsible. It probably should be the person that dipped out, if that was the case. Now, do I think that was always the case? No, but I think there should have been something there for male accountability. The problem was that they never had female accountability. There was no female accountability. That's the problem.
The laws that have been created today is a result of bad people ruining it for the good people.
Yeah.
So everything we see that is basically turning into extremes is because bad people took advantage of good people, and those good people turned around, put a wall up, created these rules, and it's just a cycle. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. So, I mean, now I don't want anybody to clip that and try to say, oh, Glenn is promoting feminism. No, I'm saying like I could see why they did that. And I would say, yeah, if the man just dipped out, he should be accountable for his responsibilities.
It comes down to this. If one person is being rewarded, only one person is being rewarded in a contract. If two people are signing a contract and only one person is held accountable while the other gets let off for free with no accountability, then that's why we have what we have today. It should be both people should be accountable and dealing with the responsibility of not following through with the commitment. And that's really what it comes down to.
And I would say that's probably the biggest red pill right there.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest red pill, the problem that we see in our society today. And we have seen it over time. It has played out in whether it's dealing with different races, different sexes, different classes, right? Is that there's as long as you have people of being able to avoid accountability, then you're always going to have problems. Now, as soon as if you live in a society that whether you're the richest person or the poorest person, you have to face the same accountability. Whether you are a man or whether you are a woman, you have to be held to the same accountability. Mm-hmm. Child, adult, this, as long as if we were able to live in a society that kept accountability locked and we didn't let people escape accountability, we wouldn't be in the problems that we're in. We wouldn't see the relationship issues that we're seeing today. We wouldn't see this level of anger for both sides. There probably wouldn't even be a thing called feminism or red pill or manosphere because everybody would be held accountable for their behavior. And that's really the problem. The real problem is that we lack accountability. Yeah. And that's what I've always been preaching is accountability. And everybody's the victim.
When I came online and I started tweeting, which I've been online for well over a decade, but when I started tweeting, everyone immediately thought I was red pill just because of the way that I tweeted. And I never, ever considered or even mentioned it or even really knew too much about it. Because for me, it's something that I was raised with. That knowledge, that understanding, that information is something I was raised with from upbringing. So I just tweeted what I have experienced in my life. And I start getting attacked a lot from that sphere. They start coming after me a lot. It was like, there were some days that I was like, whoa, like, why am I receiving all this, And I had said that to a few women. I was like, what is up with this group? Like, why is it so volatile? Like, I don't understand why there's so much competition and back and forth, nonsense. And it's the reason why when we spoke, I said, women are seeing this and women are going, I don't want to have anything to do with this. Like, I don't even want to date a guy who calls himself red pill because of the way that they act online. So that's why I tell you it's good information, it's informative, but how it's being delivered is, in my opinion, not being done well articulate.
And you know what? Remember the other day, I think Candace, you and Candace were going back and forth in a Twitter thread. And I come in there and I chime in and I answer her question, right? You know, and it kind of just like it was the same information.
Mhm.
It wasn't sensationalized. It wasn't to try to get a gotcha. It wasn't trying to get like, you know, blaming women, like women ain't shit. Yeah, bitches ain't nothing. Nobody should listen to you. No, like it was common sense. It was balanced.
You
That's
saw
the
how
problem.
you saw how I responded to her. I asked her questions and I got her to
Yeah.
express her needs and what she's looking for in a man. And then I slowly showed her why men also have needs.
Yeah.
And the needs that a man has, he needs this from a woman, right? And that nipped it, and it did it in a way that she's now open to hearing
Yes.
more.
And
And we
that's the
need more of
problem.
that. Mhm.
That's the biggest problem with this whole space is that you want women to fall under your frame or your leadership. One, you have to be worthy of that leadership. Demonstrate that you're worthy of it, right? That you are capable and you're competent and you're consistent in it, right? Once you're able to prove that, then that provides them right there a sense of security that this person is stand up. This is what they do what they say. But
My
if it's
husband has been red pill since the day that we met, but he doesn't ever talk about it. You'll never hear him go, I'm red pill, I'm red pill. He doesn't even talk about it.
it's like, why would you want to wear a tag? Like, don't tag me with anything. You know, like I'm me. This is what I believe, and this is how I move, and you know, this is just what it is. It's this. I'm telling you, it's funny because I have talked to a lot of feminists over the years, and for some reason, I could be in a red pill space, a red pill panel, and there'll be a couple feminists in there, and all the guys are talking, and they're yelling back and forth with them, and then I'll be like, listen, all right, let me try this, and I will have a conversation with this feminist chick, this like crazy, you know, libtard feminist chick, and then she will agree with everything that I say, and it's like, and I'm just saying the same things that these guys are saying, but I'm framing it in a way that she could actually understand, and her guard is not up. She doesn't feel that she has to, like, you know, fight me back. Like, cause I'm not being aggressive with her. I'm trying to convey something that she could understand so that she could comprehend what we're trying to say and address the issues. And I don't think that these podcasts and these shows, they're not really doing it very well now. And I think that's because it's the entertainment value. And that's the problem. It's like, okay, are we doing, because people's lives are being played here. That's what I don't think they understand, is that your audience is watching this and they're going to take what you say and mimic it, right? They're going to internalize it and they're going to live it out. That's the same thing. Why it's just like this. Like, you know how I say guys are visual? And I say guys, like, you know, guys didn't learn sex from anybody. They watched it on Pornhub, right? So the guys were watching Pornhub and then they go try to reenact that move or whatever they saw in the video with their girlfriend or whoever. That's how guys learn. That's what guys did. So they're watching these content creators and how they respond to women and like, shut up, bitch. And then guess what? They go out in the real world and they reenact it because their favorite creator demonstrated it. And then they're wondering why they ain't dealing well with women. Well, one was for entertainment and then one is real life.
Like, I'm not going to name any names, but, you know, I can tell you all the times I've been called stupid by so-called people who are the head of the manosphere. You know, if you're going to call a woman stupid, dumb, you know, what example are you leading for the ones following you? It also makes her as a woman, and I'm speaking for a woman. I think I can speak for most women when I say that. If you get called names, you immediately shut down. There's no information that's going to penetrate her. She's not going to be able to learn.
Yeah, it's like, even if you said something wrong, or maybe your approach was wrong, let's say, or you misquote or something, or maybe you just were wrong. I'd be like, I could see that, but let me explain how I see it, process it this way, right? Right now, you're still open to receive what I'm saying. Now, as soon as I go, you dumb, you're just a dumb woman. You know, get your ass back in the kitchen. You know, like as soon as I go that route, walls up. There's no more information being received. Like the guard is up, the ears are plugged, and you're just not hearing anything at that point. So
And that happens in a relationship too. Like this just goes into relationships. And I think one of the reasons people ask me like how you've been in this industry as long as you have is because I've been able to build good relationships with people.
yeah.
And I think that spells out, it doesn't matter if they're a friend, a coworker, whatever. If you can know how to speak and be heard, like what happened when we were talking to Raphael, remember? I mean, he was like pretty much a feminist. And there was a lot
Pretty
of
much.
things that were, there was a lot of things that were like, woo, like, but
I think
did
he
make
was
you
like,
feel,
not pretty much. That guy was like, he might as well have been wearing a pink vagina hat.
so did I call him names? No, I
Mhm.
just kind of figured out where he's coming from. Then I try to bring up things that maybe you should think about this. And then at the end, what do you say? I'm going to take that advice. Now he'll be more open to following you. He'll be more open to listening to your information, and something might strike a nerve, you know? And that's how women learn. Women need to be guided, but they need to be done in love and understanding.
Did you just call Raphael a woman?
I mean, some of them learn like that too, you know?
But like actually what he said in the end was actually more profound than anything. And he's like, you know, I have no problem coming on these panels with you guys because I know that Glenn always comes in with good faith. And see, I think that's the biggest thing is like a lot of these, like even some of the debates and stuff I see, they're not coming in good faith. They're actually doing this to win, not be right. I'd rather be right
There you
than
go.
win.
That's exactly what it's about. They're bringing on women to prove their point so they can feel justified for treating people a certain way, and it's just wrong.
Yeah, I'd rather be right than win. Because winning, who cares if you win if that means you had to do it dishonestly
Mm-hmm.
or lying, right? I'd rather
And
be
I mean, if we're
right
gonna
than tell the truth.
and if we're gonna put down girls taking their clothes off for money, we're gonna sit there and point fingers because a lot of them will do that. I don't think
Mhm.
I don't think that is. It doesn't work for women. First of all, it doesn't work. I've said that a million times. Shame does not work. But if you're gonna sit there, the other content, and point at those, okay, they're doing the shock value to make quick money. That's what these girls are doing. Ultimately, it's about money. Okay. So if we're going to sit there and criticize them, but yet go and do shocking and say shocking things for money, you are the exact same as them. There is no difference.
Yeah, no, I can totally see that. Like if you are trying to get like a viral clip, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to get a viral clip? It's not because you're wanting to enlighten everybody and get your message out to the masses. No, you are doing it for monetary purposes. You're trying to, you know, pad up that, you know, wallet. And I get it. You want to make money. You need resources. I understand. But I refuse to go down the road of like shock value clips just to say something that people could take out of context. I'm more about like, I will do the whole long form. I'm going to explain the whole thing to you. It's going to be real boring, but the information is going to be palatable. You're going to be able to get it, digest it, and understand it. And then it's not sensationalized. And that's, I mean, culturally, I think that's what we need to change is stop giving credit to the shock value if there's no actual value coming from the shock.
The thing is that no one's going to pay attention to it if they were to be any other way. This is what we have to also take into account that that's what people want. They want the circus. They want the WWE. They want all that. So in order for things to change, more and more popular content creators have to be willing to take a hit financially and simplify and pull it back and retain the audience that is actually there for not just the show, but for the information. And now what that's going to make them do is really like up their game when it comes to knowledge and understanding things. And so that's a whole nother
That's
topic.
a whole nother monster. It's a whole nother beast, you know. But you know, I think we hit this one pretty good. So is the red pill dead? Obviously not. You can't kill the truth. The truth can never die. You could suppress the truth. You could silence the truth, but you can never kill the truth. Now, what's going to be moving in this next phase, this evolution of social communication or man space, women's space, who knows? But if we start being concerned about it now and we start thinking, okay, how do we want things to be? Maybe we'll start seeing the influencers, the creators that are going to start leading us or start rising up to have a more positive message. They're going to start making a change.
I think moving forward, it's all about meeting people in real life and building relationships in real life. Like I'm already starting to create my own community. Like I head out to Miami next weekend and there's a whole fitness event. I've already done 2 of these, building up a collective in-person real life relationships. So people see how you interact, and you build off of that. And that's where we're headed for the future. And then from there, you're going to help lead by example, not just by what you're talking about.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because, we do have a vast network of people that we collaborate with, that we talk to, offline, online. And it's building those relationships, not for the sense of like creation of content, but just relationships as a community. And I think that's what, a lot of these creators had those little communities, they have their little private community, and those are great, but you got to break from the virtual aspect and do it in person. And
because remember, respect is earned, right?
Yeah.
Integrity, all those things that really last and that cannot be destroyed, they're earned.
Yeah, and I always say, like, if I don't like collaborate or break bread with you, if I haven't met you in person, I can't really consider you a friend, right? Like you could be an associate, you could be considered an acquaintance, but you're not a friend. Like friends are people that you do stuff in real life, IRL. Like we've been together a couple times already in person, and you and your husband, like and we're friends. Like there's nowhere around it. And
if
like,
you call me tomorrow and you need me to jump on a plane to go help you with something, I'm there.
I'm
Like,
gonna call you tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, look, I'm on my way.
That's friends. Friends should be able to count on you when it actually matters.
Yeah. And I think that's really what's missing in the world that's virtual. We have all this social media. We have lost the sense of friendship and what it means. Everybody has online friends.
It's a dehumanization.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Then all these parasocial relationships, that's a whole nother topic we got to get into. But
well, remember on True, remember what I said? That's where we are now. They're feeding the emotional. It's an emotion that they need to feed every day, similar to drinking alcohol. So it's like back in the day, people would take drugs now they jump online and that's their fix.
That's crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been another great episode of the one and only Glenn Lawrence and Jim McCool. Gia, any last final words?
No, I think this was a really good episode. I'm glad we covered it.
Yeah, me too. Get in the kitchen, woman.
Yeah.